We're back talking the pros and cons of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. We don't even have a draft of the pact yet, and already it's a headache for Hillary. Boehner to the right of her, Warren to the left of her, voters ahead of her, volley and thunder. With due respect to Alfred Lord Tennyson, is there anything other than the valley of political death ahead for Hillary Clinton?
Well, Hillary is playing a strategy that we know very well in politics, which is trying to stay out of this issue. She's in a tough situation. She is, she's beholden, like all politicians who are trying to win the highest office, or most of them, to corporations and to winning their support. But she's also beholden to the Democratic machine and to unions, and she is just bobbing and weaving, and I don't see that changing. I see her trying to bob and weave no matter how they try to pin her down on this issue until Election Day.
If I were Obama or Clinton, by the way, one thing I would do to fend off Elizabeth Warren is to remind people that progressive politicians getting involved in the political process does not automatically mean decreasing corporate influence and benefiting the worst off members of the populace. Elizabeth Warren is in favor of the Exim Bank, for example, and all that does is subsidize corporations' overseas marketing efforts. If that's not some sort of socialist thing. That's her deciding to collaborate with corporations. She does it when she likes to, and then she denounces others for doing it. Ignore her and make her look ridiculous and hypocritical would be my advice to other politicians.
Anders, if you were Hillary Clinton, what would you say, if anything?
I think she supports this trade agreement, the TPP. I think you're right, she's bobbing and weaving about it because she knows that a huge section of the Democrats are against it. A lot of Republicans are against it, so it's going to lose her votes if she comes out explicitly for it. But I think at the end of the day, if she were elected president, she would support it.
In her book, Hard Choices, it was pointed out in the Huffington Post this week that she has a similar, or some of the positions that Warren would have, in saying that corporations should not be allowed to sue a foreign government because the law is keeping away their business, whether they're environmental protections or others. Yeah, so this is one part of the agreement that we know she is against, or at least we know it so if we indeed believe she believes everything she wrote in her book.
But I think that she doesn't have to say anything at all. We're not even close to the election. She's not the Democratic candidate at the moment. So why would she venture into the fray when she doesn't have to?
The questions are going to come at some point.
Well, it will at some point, but there's a vote. We haven't even had the vote in Congress. We don't even know how that will play out. And I think that's going to be the real test, is however that plays out. And if the vote passes, how does Obama get the votes? And if they are primarily Republican votes that are supporting it, then if I were Hillary, I wouldn't say a whole lot about it until she absolutely needs to.
Isn't Bernie going to demand an answer?
Bernie's going to demand an answer. It doesn't mean she'll give it. The press might demand an answer. It doesn't mean she'll give it. She's a savvy politician. Her best move is not to give an answer.
Right.
Duck and cover, bob and weave. That's our time for today. TPP, bipartisanship, but definitely done the hard way. Stick with BEN, where jobs come first. I'm Jonathan Funk. We'll see you next time here on The Run.